You're at the grocery store, you see a snack you love, it costs $5, your rational brain says I should save this $5, but you buy it anyway. 3 hours later you're hungry again, the snack is gone, the $5 are gone, and you're annoyed at yourself for not having willpower. But here's what you don't realize, it's not a willpower problem, it's not that you're weak or undisciplined, it's something much deeper. Your brain is literally wired in a way that makes it almost impossible to build wealth, and once you understand why, everything changes. Here's what most people believe about money. They believe that if you're not rich, it's because you don't try hard enough, you don't have discipline, you don't have the right mindset. Rich people have something you don't have: self-control, intelligence, motivation. But this belief is completely backwards. The truth is your brain, the exact same brain that wealthy people have, is actively working against you, not because you're broken, but because your brain evolved to keep you alive in the short term, not to make you wealthy in the long term. Your brain and money have a fundamental mismatch. Let me break down exactly how your brain is wired to keep you poor. First, your brain is optimized for immediate survival, not long-term wealth. Imagine you're a human 10,000 years ago, you're hungry, food is right in front of you. Your brain has a choice: eat now or save it for later in case you starve. Your ancestors who ate now survived, your ancestors who waited and saved starved, so the ones who survived passed down the genes that say, eat now. Fast forward to today, the same brain is sitting in your chest, you have money in your account, your brain is screaming, spend it now. What if you need it later? What if you die before you can use it? This is called present bias. Your brain values things happening right now about 10 times more than things happening in the future. That $5 snack is 10 times more real to your brain than the $50,000 you could have in 5 years. $50,000 is abstract, it's hypothetical, it's not real. The snack is real, it's in front of you, your brain wants it now. Second, your brain is wired with something called loss aversion. You feel the pain of losing $1 about twice as strongly as you feel the pleasure of gaining $1. This means if you have $100 and someone offers you a 50% chance to double it or lose it all, you'll probably say no, even though mathematically that's a good bet. Why? Because the pain of losing $100 is so intense that it overpowers the pleasure of gaining $100. This is why people don't invest. Investing means risk. Risk means you could lose money, and loss aversion makes that loss feel terrible, much more terrible than the gains feel good. So your brain tells you to keep the money safe, in a savings account earning almost nothing, rather than take the risk of investing and potentially losing it. Third, your brain operates on a scarcity mindset. When you don't have much money, your brain enters what's called scarcity mode. And in scarcity mode, your brain literally cannot think long-term. A study showed that people in financial stress perform worse on tests, not because they're less intelligent, but because financial stress uses up so much mental energy that there's nothing left for complex thinking. When you're worried about paying rent, you can't focus on building wealth. Your brain is too busy panicking about survival. So poverty creates a trap. The poorness itself makes it harder to think clearly about how to get out of poverty. Here's what this reveals about how poverty actually works. Poverty isn't just a money problem, it's a brain problem. It's not that poor people are lazy or undisciplined, it's that poverty itself hijacks the brain and makes long-term thinking nearly impossible. Wealthy people aren't smarter than poor people, they're just not constantly in scarcity mode, so their brains have the energy to think long-term. This is why the advice, just save money and invest it, doesn't work for most people. Your brain is literally fighting you. It's not fighting because you're weak, it's fighting because it evolved in an environment where immediate survival mattered more than long-term wealth. You're not broken, you're just using a Stone Age brain in a modern world. The second insight is that your brain can be hacked. Once you understand how your brain works, you can create systems that work with your brain instead of against it. You can't use willpower to overcome present bias. Willpower is a limited resource, but you can automate savings so your brain never sees the money. You can't logic yourself out of loss aversion, but you can invest in index funds where you don't check the price every day, out of sight, out of mind. You can't think long-term when your brain is in scarcity mode, but you can build a small emergency fund, even just $500 to get your brain out of survival mode. The solution isn't discipline, the solution is systems. So what should you actually do with this information? First, stop blaming yourself. If you're struggling with money, it's not because you're broken, it's because your brain was designed for a different world. That's not your fault. Second, understand that willpower doesn't work. Systems do. Don't rely on willpower to save money, automate it. Don't rely on willpower to invest, set it up automatically. Don't rely on willpower to avoid spending, make spending harder by removing your credit card from easy reach. Third, get your brain out of scarcity mode. Even a small emergency fund changes how your brain works. $500, $1,000, that's enough to give your brain breathing room. Fourth, understand that wealth building is a brain hack, not a character test. Rich people aren't better than you, they just built systems that work with their brain instead of against it. Your brain didn't evolve to make you rich. Your brain evolved to keep you alive today, not to build wealth tomorrow. But here's the good news, once you understand how your brain works, you can design your life differently. You don't need more willpower, you don't need more discipline, you don't need a better personality. You just need to understand how your brain actually works and build a system that works with it instead of against it. That's how normal people build wealth, not through discipline, but through design. And that changes everything.